Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you're all having a lovely Thursday evening. Today I wanted to do, or try to do, some game dev art. I wanted to make some birch tree materials. I took some reference photos yesterday while I was out on a walk. And there's two kind of different materials that I want to make. So the first one being this this lower bark that doesn't have like any of the white stuff that birch tree usually has. And then I also wanted to make another material that has the white stuff, or maybe I can make one material where you can control how much is of either. But I'm not that good just yet at Substance Designer. But that is the plan for today, making some birch tree materials. Let me fire up Blender as well while I'm at it. Wait, no, there we go. Because I am probably going to be sculpting a little bit. I'm not sure if sculpt practice or material sculpt is the one I want to go for. 4.1, 4.1, 2024, 2024. Both of these are last year, but I do believe sculpt practice is a bit more recent. It might have all my brushes and stuff. That is not what I want, absolutely not. Material sculpt probably is done. Okay, so actually, sculpt empty might be what I need, what I want. 1.5 gigs. Yeah, sculpt empty is probably what I want. Well, that's not so empty. Not even sure what I was trying to do there. Okay, so how big is this? 3 by 3. Oh, okay. Let's see if I remember any of this at all. It's been a little while. 1.5. That is as big as the lower plane. Okay, good. Gonna hide everything else. Actually, test sphere. Gonna move that out a bit so I know where up is. So I wanna make that bark pattern where there's like crevices in between. And we should start off by adding some more vertices and stuff like that. I don't remember how to use this goddamn program. I feel so lost. I'm just trying to find the what am I even trying to find? I don't know anymore. Shouldn't it be somewhere around here? Here? Statistics. Why is the statistics not active? Oh lord. Object. Why was this disabled? Probably because I was taking a screenshot or something. Where did the sphere go? What? I'm so lost. What happened? Ay, ay, ay. Control Shift Z. Okay, so where did the sphere go? Where is that thing? Well, not test plane, test sphere. I can't seem to find it anywhere. Okay, well done. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. What if I go into sculpting? It's there, apparently. Good. But if I go into modeling, it's gone. Uh-huh. I will never understand this program, I guess. 0. That's just the height. Okay. Okay. But where is everything else? If I go into sculpting, the sphere is there. Okay. Let me shade that smooth. Wonderful. I am gonna give it a bit more. That's a bit too much. That is fine. Apply. Sculpting. That should do well for now. Kind of wanna rotate it. That's better. There we are. Now we're getting that wood box shape. Maybe something a little stronger. Maybe that's a bit too strong. Never mind. What if I increase it a bit further? And apply. Let's go to the smoothing tool and turn that strength down a bit. Back to draw shop? No, was it just draw? It was indeed. Hardness is max, normal radius. What is that again? I have no idea. 0.5. Let me apply that. Then smooth things out. Still feel like I need more detail, more vertices. So another, there we go, maybe. Oh. Is that something I needed to do? Maybe it was, because it hasn't been applying, it seems. Oh, Lord. Ooh, that was a big step. Before applying anything, let's turn that down a notch. Apply. Okay, yeah, that's better. Maybe I should increase the strength a bit now that I'm working with smaller details. Another what's it called, multi-res could be helpful here. Gonna apply that. And how does that look? Should I, oh dear lord, lagged a bit there. Let's try to import that into Substance Designer and see what it looks like. Matte cap. That will probably not look too great, but who knows? Who knows? Let's go to, what is it again? Rendering? And press 0? No. Hypershade. Ah, there we go. Matte cap. There we are. And view. Where do I go again? View render image, or viewport render image, maybe. Ooh, that does not look great, honestly. That looks kind of awful. Let's decrease the strength and just add some little details here and there. Maybe we can even things out a bit. I don't know. Make it look less awful. Maybe adding micro details and stuff like that is more of a substance designer thing. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to do that here. This should just be for the general shape, really. And I think I've got something going here. Maybe that could work. We'll see. We will see. I just wanted to mess around a little bit more before exporting it. Maybe I'll just need the height and not even the normal. I think I can make more use out of the height rather than the normal. But I'll get both just in case. Okay, let's go back to Hypershade. It's looking a little better, but not much. Yeah, still looking awful right there in the middle, but oh well. Render image something something. Save as RGB, max color depth. No compression. You don't want any compression, I don't think. Let's go to desktop and Birch. Birch, normal. So, zero compression, max color depth, RGB. I think that is what we want. Save as. All right, let's close that down. Let's take this and add this material and change this to this. Yeah. And then modeling, do the same. Go to that and then lower it a bit. Do something like that. Now we have a beautiful height map. And we can screenshot, view, viewport render. That's probably gonna be more handy than the normal, I think. Methinks. Save as, black and white, 16, zero compression. Birch height. Yeah. Let's try that out and see how things go. Where do I have it? There they are. How do I set things up again? I always forget this. Always. Recent grass. Let me have a look at that. I do need to do something about this at some point, because I don't feel entirely done with this one yet. But I want a base material node. Let me get that base material going. Base material. I want, for the time being, base color, normal, and height. Okay. And let's pull these two into here. Import. Okay. Height. And then view in 3D. Plain high res. Normal. Then we can do a let's add ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion and roughness, why not? Ayo. Do, oh, whoops. do that and that. And then we can do gradient map that into that. And there we go. Let's get my picture here. I'm gonna have the gradient map use this. See, pick gradient. There we go. That's quite dark. I think it's because of... Ooh, what could that be because of? I mean, that's already looking pretty good. It's looking decent, actually. But it's very dark. And I think it's because of the color depth. Let me... I may play around with some settings here. Let me do a... What is it? Let me have a look at how I've done over here. Substance graph. How did I do? I did a blend that clamped it down. Okay, yeah. So blend. There we go. And then I wanna do an absolute 8-bit channel. Perfect. Is there any visible difference? Not immediately. No. Levels. Can I just make it a little brighter? There we go. That's just kind of pretty much done right there. I mean, look at my screenshot here. That kind of looks like the lower part of the bark, right? It's pretty much done. Okay, now I need a bit more details and make it look a bit better than this. And I should probably do something about the reflections. How's the roughness right now? The roughness is going directly from this, which means the darker parts are a bit more reflective than the rest, right? Honestly, I could just call it done and call it like a stylistic choice. I could. No, I want max tessellation factor. Why is nothing happening? Why is nothing happening? It is a high-res plane. Oh, the tessellation value. Wait, no. That is correct. So scale, factor. The height is just not doing much at all. Wait, what if I do auto levels? Then we definitely... Yeah. And then there's definitely something happening there. And let's do a levels node after that to kind of clamp down on the extremes a bit. Not the right way to go about it, I think. There we go. And that way as well. There we are. Extremes were a bit too strong. Does it have any metallic? Yeah, it was fully metallic. That's also why it was dark. That would explain things. Okay, let me invert that. And then levels. Something like that, maybe? There's some strange stuff going on that might have something to do with the normal map. Let's see, height, normal. Let me just do this. Nothing is happening. OpenGL. Intensity. Nothing is really happening. Let me reset that. What about the radius? If I play around with this, will things drastically change? A little bit, yeah. Let's have that a max again. Weld units. Doesn't change much. Hmm. I'm thinking. What if I do a levels node after this one and decrease how bright it is? Not sure if that does much at all. What if I do a slope blur and blur it against itself? Ooh, then it goes absolutely crazy. Min or max? Yeah, let's not have that high of an intensity and go back to blur. That does look a little interesting though. But I'm not sure it's the effect I'm trying to go for. That kind of looks more like coal or charcoal or something like that. It's not the effect that I want. Maybe just a little bit. Just a tiny bit of that. Otherwise, how does it look? I'm not sure. Isn't it this? I thought it was. Let me have a look at how I did the normal in this. 24 intensity, direct X, force to alpha. Okay, sure. Let me go back to this. Change this to 24. Have a look at that. It's still very like cubey. Interesting. It's not very cubey there. There it gets very cubic. Not sure. Maybe a little blur. That's a bit too much blur. Welcome in, Dramalama. How are you doing? How is your Thursday evening going? How do I feel about that? Don't like that all too much. I feel like the more I do, the worse it looks. Why is it so cubic though? That isn't cubic at all, but this becomes very cubic. What if I take, whoops, relative to input, but absolute there? Huh. Let me go back and check here. Well, that's still 16-bit. Everything else is 16-bit except for the albedo. Okay, good. Spent my whole day in a swimming pool. It was fabulous. Nice. Love to hear that. I do really enjoy spending a whole day bathing or just at a bathhouse. It's really nice and really needed at times. But it sounds like you've had a very relaxing day. Happy to hear that. I am trying to do some game development art, which isn't going too well at the moment. God, that looks awful. What the hell is even going on anymore? Right, I don't have a normal map connected. Still not too great. Looks very blocky, and I'm not sure why. That should be relative to input. That probably doesn't change much. Let's put this back to this. See how that looks. Not liking how it's looking. I see, but I don't get what is happening right now. I am trying to use different textures, pictures, to make this square look like Birch, basically. To make it look like this this bark. And it's getting there, but I'm not too happy with how it's looking at the moment. And I'm not entirely sure where the issues lie. Maybe if I do that, having a bit of blur could help, but now it's looking very... I don't know. Maybe I should add just a regular blur before this blur. Oh wait. Blur. High quality. And then turn down that intensity to like something like that. Still very strange. I don't know. Maybe add white? That will come later on. Right now I want to get this like lower region of the bark. I'll get to the white part next. I first wanna get that looking good before I move on. And I'm not entirely sure where the issue is. Maybe if I do that. It's looking a bit better. Bit more blur. Too much blur. Too much. Or maybe deeper rigs. That might be something. Let me see if I can do that through the levels node here. No, not that way. That's looking a bit better. Yeah, that's already looking a bit better. Still not happy with this weird, like, choppy look there. What can I do? What can I do? Let me have a look here and see what kind of tools I've used before. Can I see the reference pic? Sure. Here. I could definitely make the grooves a bit darker and the rest a bit brighter. But I'm having a hard time blurring things, or well, making things a little smoother. I think maybe some cloud patterns could be useful. Let's see. Let me go into this again and move this a bit. Actually, here. Let's add a blend. Let's move all of these here. This there. And let's just take a cloud. Cloud 1. And maybe add linear dodge. That certainly helped. That's making it look a lot better. Yep. Definitely needed that. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Now I just need to maybe make the top parts more round. Yeah. Definitely. Maybe if I move this a bit more towards here. That was a bit too much. Why is that bit like that? Is it before or after the blend? I'm not sure. So if I change this into linear dodge and turn it down a bit. I have to turn it down quite a lot. There we are. Okay. What if I do an auto levels? After that, doesn't change much. What if I do a levels node after that and mess around here a bit? No. Maybe not that. Let me do this and this. Maybe if I make the dark parts darker. Reference pick again? Sure thing. Oh, let me move this a little bit over to this side. There we go. I need to make it a bit brighter. And the groove's a bit darker. But otherwise, it's looking pretty good. Maybe the grooves are too straight. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure how I would deal with that. Very true, but ooh. Let me have a look over here. Is there anything I can do? Is there anything I've done before? Uh, uh, what's up, Birches? Nothing much, JJ. Just trying to do some game dev art. What's up with you? How are you doing on this fine Thursday evening? Wait, isn't there some directional thing? Non-uniform directional warp. Maybe that can be helpful here. And then grunge. Or just Gaussian noise. Make that a bit smaller and then put that there. Maybe make it bigger. Ooh, no. Average. Min. It's doing something. It sure is doing something. Trail length? Can't see what the trail length is doing. Trail fade. Trail curve. Not seeing any difference by playing around with these settings. But it's a little less straight. I was out having food with friends. I will have to get groceries and look for that in a bit. But I want to say hi and vibe a bit. Hell yeah, you're always welcome to just vibe. And lurkers are always very welcome here. Maybe I get the picture again. And redo the gradient map thingy. Let me move this over here and pick gradient and get these colors. And Reset that. Certainly looks very tree to me. Well, means that I've succeeded at something at least, but I feel like I'm not too happy with the gradient changes. I think I should keep it like this. I prefer the colors like these. I think I should blend this with this somehow. Linear dodge. Right, I need a gradient map first, like that and that. Maybe multiply. Or min darken. Min darken doesn't do anything. Max lighten. No. Looking promising. Thank you. It is definitely looking decent so far. And welcome in, Pemgug. I hope you're having a most wonderful Thursday evening. How are you doing? Maybe I should make it even darker here. Levels. Thing is, I really want the grooves to stand out a bit more. Auto levels, maybe. Auto levels didn't do much. I have no idea what is going on, but I am vibing. I'm trying to make this look like tree, and it's going okay, and all I'm doing is kind of manipulating values and things, and it's turning into something tree-like. I'm fucking fuming? Why, Pemgung? What's going on? What's happened? Can I normal to height quality? Maybe we can get something. Ooh. What if I do that? That looks awful. Subtract. Normal to height, just regular. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe something like that. And multiply. Oh, whoops. There we go. That definitely made the grooves darker. Might be a bit too much. Yeah, alright, we'll have to play around with that a bit. Okay, we'll prepare and get groceries. You do so, JJ. Good luck. I was sitting here ready to do some weekly bosses on MapleStory, and the frigging servers are under maintenance till 8 and I can't stand it. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Very unfortunate timing. You will have to send a very stern letter to the devs and say, how dare you do this now? Exactly, I'm the center of the universe. Everything has to pander to me. Of course, of course. Of course. I am not entirely certain. I could call that good enough and try it out. Could. Emily's a global emote now? How did I miss this? I had no idea about that as well. I think it looks good. Well, thank you. I am just never satisfied. That's the thing. Never satisfied with anything. I wonder if I can do another one of these and just have it working on itself. How would that look? That looks a bit too fucked up now, I think. Cole is barking live on stream. I usually don't provide such services for free, but here we are, I suppose. Yeah, I don't like how that turned out. Should I just try this out? Let me go to modeling. Let me save this. Why not? Save as where was I? Desktop, Birch. Birch material sculpt 01. Save as, and then we close that down. I hope I didn't save over the sculpt empty. That shouldn't, yeah, that's still as it should be. Wonderful. You bark for money? Is that what you are implying? I could. I could. Okay, what am I doing again? Blender. And then let's make some tree-like shape, I guess. Let's make a cylinder real quick. Let's turn down the number of sides it has to like 10, I guess. Move it up. Make it smaller, longer. And then, I don't know. Feel so lost. I don't usually use Blender. Something like that. Let's get one more. Like that, and then oops. And then let's, how do I Control J? Yes, and then we add a where are my modifiers? There they are. Remesh. That's good enough, I guess. Apply. We go into sculpting. We do something. Soften things out. Oops. I really need to get a bit more familiar with sculpting tools because I really don't use them nearly enough. Soften this all up. I kind of want a tree shape before I go on to trying out my material, but maybe I shouldn't be putting this much effort into this thing. Jesus. Okay, maybe I just move on and try to put some textures on this. I just wanted some funky shape, I guess. Wait, let me just smooth that out. I went for a melon and you are already doing something different. Yeah, I needed some tree shape to put this material on. So I just quickly made this abomination. Let me see if any of my other brushes actually might be more helpful. I don't have my brushes here, apparently. That is a bit of an issue. Oh well. Beautiful. Let's call that a tree thing, I guess. I guess. Looks a bit like Baby Yoda. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Really not sure. Elastic deform maybe. Yeah, I need to really be playing around a bit more with these tools, because okay, now that I'm moving some stuff around here, it's got a bit more of a tree shape, I guess. Okay, now it's a bit more tree-like, I guess. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, sure, fuck it. That's good enough. Let's do another remesh. Apply that. Let's go to UV editing, and can I just do a real quick awful UV map? Sure, fine. Tools, UV packer, pack all of that. Text tools. Relax. What if I just relaxed everything? And then UV packed it again. Apparently nothing was selected. No objects are selected. What do you mean no objects are selected? Pack. What do you mean? Is that optimal packing? Apparently it is. Okay, so I got some strange tree shape here. That will have to work. Let's export it real quick and put it into my texturing program. Tree thing, I guess. Yeah, sure, fuck it. I'm gonna live by that sentence now. That is words to live by. I think the settings are all correct. Okay, let's open up Substance Painter. And let's also go to Designer and take this and export it. How do I do that again? Tools. Right, let me turn off nightlight. I forgot to do so. Is it something with a package or graph? Compute outputs, export outputs. Create output nodes. No. Okay. Export outputs. Format. No. New MDL graph. Edit. I don't remember how to... Maybe I just save it. How do I save again? Is it just here? Save. No. This PC... Wait. I put it in my desktop. Birch graph. Can I just import that file into here? First, we need to open a new file, Birch FBX. And okay, so here we have this beautiful, beautiful tree-looking thing-ish. Whoops, accidentally rotated that, didn't mean to. Can I just drag... Wait, where is it? This thing into here? No. There used to be a really easy, super easy way to just export things. Is it this? There it is, I think. File path, desktop batch. Yeah, publish. And then SBR file. Undefined. Base material. Import. Tree thing, I guess, lol. Yes, that is exactly the name of it. Birch. Why did it not import? Texture. Why? No, delete. Where the fuck is it? Why did it not import? Base material. Birch graph. Import. There it is. Can I use it? I can, finally. Can I just drag and drop it? Doesn't work that way, apparently. What if I do a fill layer? It's generating something. Wait, let me delete that. Make a new fill layer, and there we go. Something called wood. Yeah, that wasn't my material. And I think this one is a bit too big. Can I actually control how often it tiles? Yeah, because that's more the size I was going for. That's looking fine. Like, look at that. That's looking fine. Maybe it's better if I paint it out on my own rather than just slap it on. Maybe a bigger brush size. A little smaller. Yeah, that's looking good. So, the plan for this material is to be like the bottom part. As I said, this lower part here at the base, and then I'll make the other material, the whitish one, at some point. Not sure if I'm gonna do it today. Can I have a bit less flow? Oh, no, I do want flow. Spacing, higher spacing maybe. Yeah, a little less spacing. But yeah, that's definitely looking good. Looking good indeed, yeah. Really happy with that, with how that turned out. I will have to do a full tree at some point then. Sorry, I'm just messing around with this because it's fun. Fun to see the results of your hard work. Nice. The question is, do I do the white part of the birch now? Or do I save it for another day? Because I'm not entirely certain how I'm gonna go about making some of these stuff. Like, I have a little bit of experience making this part. But the other thing, that's gonna be a bit harder. We will see. There was a while ago. I mean, words are hard. Let me see if I can find my old stuff here. Tree bark. I did do a birch material a long time ago. That I was not happy with at all, but it had to work, basically. Maybe I shouldn't be... I have no idea what any of these are. Okay, maybe I should dig through all of that some other time. Oh well. Happy with this. I can close down this. I can... Should probably take a screenshot or something of this at some point. But save that for now. Do I want to mess around with my grass material? Do I have the energy to mess around with this now? Not sure. I don't think I do. Ooh. The question is, what do I do then? Do we switch over to Final Fantasy real quick for the last an hour and a half? We're in 20 minutes of the stream. What do I do? Something about the white part of the tree. Don't forget to hydrate, by the way. You can make some art. I sure can. The question is what? I am always so freaking indecisive. I'm thinking maybe I should just draw some of that material. I use Wanna Draw app. I've never heard of that before, I don't think. I have a real hard time for stuff like that. It's pretty funny. I can imagine. I don't know. I don't like being told what to do. So having some random output saying, hey, draw this. Doesn't sit too well with me. I can close this down. Don't need to save that. It told me to draw a pickle as a D&D character. That's an interesting combination, for sure. I think it's just best to hop onto Final Fantasy, maybe. We'll do that later, actually, maybe. I mean, it is an excellent idea. like, part of me wants to give the other birch material a try, and another part of me just wants to play games. I think I'm gonna go get my drawing tablet and connect it up and see if I can use it to help me with the birch material. Just moving stuff around because I need a bit more space for my drawing tablet. I'll be back in a moment. There's my cable. Ooh. Let's see if I can plug this in without ruining anything. Ooh. Okay. My hand is a little itchy. Oh, driver update for my tablet. That is not a fun thing to have right now. Let me open up Photoshop. And let me make a new file. A 4096 times 4096. I believe that is. Oh. Why? What happened? 4096. Please. I want 16-bit. I want grayscale. Create. And get rid of the grid. Where's my pen? There it is. Probably want pattern preview on. Now the question is, what kind of brush do I want for these patterns? Let me first start off with some noise, I guess. I want 50 or maybe 30% flow. Why is that back up to 100%? I wanted 30. Looks like really sharp edges. It is indeed. I want to have some form of noise all over the shape to kind of mimic this here. Not like the horizontal cuts, but you know, background noise sort of thing. I'm just kind of messing around right now. we'll see if it's even something usable. Maybe turn the opacity on the eraser down a bit as well. It wouldn't be fair to use some Sharpie-like texture for the cuts. I could probably use one of my other brushes. I mean, I do have my square brush. Can just do something like this for that. But we'll get to that eventually. Right now, I just want some noise. Oh, I realize I completely misread your message as well. I wouldn't be afraid to use some Sharpie texture. I don't know why I read that as fair. It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Shit happens. It sure does. Okay, we do have a bit of noise now. I am gonna import this into Substance Designer and play around a little bit with it in there and see if it's something worthwhile. Export. No transparency. It should be a 16-bit texture. Home desktop Birch. Birch noise. Let's go back into Substance Designer. Let's create a new package. Can I rename this? Why can I not rename? New graph. And base material. And then we drag in our noise. Birch noise. Import. Let's add all of these stuffs. Okay. So, grayscale. Why is it not 16 bits? Should be a 16-bit thing. Don't flatten. Re-export it. Let me delete that and delete this. Birch noise again. Why does it get imported as 8-bit? Hate that noise. Which noise? Why is it not doing what I want it to do? Error. Oh, yeah. Gotten used to that by now. What am I doing incorrectly? I thought it was that and that. Oh well, let's go in here and input resource and set it to grayscale and set the format to 16-bit, I guess, since it doesn't want to do that automatically. What am I doing again? Ooh. Ambient occlusion. Okay. Or actually, no, I do want to inverse the grayscale. And then levels. And then take that all the way here. Something like that, into the roughness. And then I can do a gradient map up here. Levels. Maybe levels before the gradient map. Or actually, I should just grab this here and let me move this over here so it doesn't tab down. Once I open this up, pick gradient, and then something like that. That's very blue. That's better. Would you mind telling us, quite new to this community, a bit about yourself? I figure you teach game development, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, I studied 2D graphics for game development in university, and I couldn't find any jobs immediately that would lead me into the game industry. But I did find a job at my old high school, where I now, well, not exactly my old high school. The high school I went to is like a chain high school sort of thing. Like there's several of the same high schools in different cities. So while I'm not teaching at the high school I went to, I'm teaching at the same like school, but in a different town. So yeah, I studied 2D graphics, mainly to. I mainly wanted to be like a concept artist, or like an illustrator. But the more I studied, the more I wanted to lean into material art and environment art. But here you can see some of the stuff that I've done. I think the piece that I'm most proud with is probably this one. I did this during I did this one during my university time, and yeah, this is what I studied to do right here. But I've been leaning more into actual game assets like materials and stuff like that. So yeah, as you can see here, I've been leading. This is my old Birch material. I did this like, yeah, 2 years ago. I think it's closing into 3 years. Not happy with that in the slightest, and I hope to make a better Birch material this time around. But I made some other materials here and there. But yeah, I used to lean heavily into 2D art. It's not that bad. It is bad. It is pretty bad. At least if you compare that to the stuff that I do now, it's quite bad. I don't like it. What do I have in my portfolio? Oh, these things. Right. But yeah. Used to lean more towards 2D illustrations. I really like this one as well. But I've been moving more towards, yeah, just general assets. And yeah. Some other things about me. I am Assyrian and I'm Swedish. What about the lower ones? Oh, those are older stuff. These are, how old are they? Let's see, this one is 9 years old. Whew. Yeah. Some of these are real freaking old. 9 years as well. 9 years, Jesus. Lucifer, nice, yeah. Did this one 7 years ago now. Oof, I feel old. This is probably one of the best portraits I've ever done. I am awful with portraits. But yeah, some of these artworks you can see in my streams. Like, I believe I have a version of this one as my AFK screen. Let me switch to my AFK screen real quick so you can see that. And then in my transitions as well, you can see a version of this one, the Lakeside Cabin. This is actually an older version. I haven't uploaded the newer version to ArtStation. But yeah. Yeah, without the fire. Exactly. So yeah, that's this is actually some promotional art I did for a game that I released when I was in university. You can find it on, actually I can probably, games, yeah, there we go. Lawn Mother, the first link, there you go. The purple one looks stunning. Purple one, this one. Right, this is some Guild Wars 2 fan art I did back in the day, 6 years ago. There was a lot of experimentation that went into this one. I did really like how it turned out. Very nice, thank you. But yeah, I made the promotional art for this little game that we made, and there's another game I worked on This one, where I did a lot of the textures on the environment. This is kind of where I discovered that I really liked making environment art. What is it about? The first game is about a grandmother who has to mow the lawn, and it is... how do I describe it? Kind of like Pac-Man, I guess. A Pac-Man-esque game. You just have to mow the lawn. Get rid of all the tall grass. There's some power-ups here and there. Our second game is a horror game about drugs. The main character is participating in a drug trial that goes horribly bad. And I got to make some fun, cool effects. Second one is really close to Hello Neighbor. The second game, haven't really thought about that. But yeah, I could see that. I could see that. One day I'll make a third game. One day. The underground part. Okay. Yeah, I haven't looked too much into Hello Neighbor. When did I post this? This was like 2 years ago. I really need to post some new stuff to my ArtStation. It's been a bit too long. But yeah, this isn't exactly turning out as I would have liked. And I think it's because of the ambient occlusion. It's being a bit too strong. Yeah, that's more what I wanted. But looks cool though. Thank you. Thank you. What about other stuff? What about other stuff? I love horror. I'm a big horror fan. As I mentioned, I am Assyrian and Swedish. Assyrian by blood, Swedish by nationality. I currently live in Sweden. And will most likely not move away from Sweden for a while. And I'm a very simple guy. I don't know what else I could say, really. I love D&D. I love Critical Role. I am DMing for a group of friends. JJ, who was here earlier, is one of them. T is also in it. She's around here somewhere lurking. I love From Software. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games ever. Really looking forward to Elden Ring Night Rain. If I had any dream companies that I would love to work for, It would be Frictional Games, the creators behind Amnesia: The Dark Descent. It would be From Software, the creators behind Dark Souls and Elden Ring. And it would be Remedy, the creators behind Alan Wake and Control. I fucking love Alan Wake. Never had a chance to try D&D. Ooh. Would recommend giving it a shot if you're interested at some point. The hard part is finding people to play with. Would love to. It is hard to find the people to play with. I had to put together a group myself. But I got into it through university. We had a club there that did D&D, which was my gateway into it. That's a bit more noise now. Better noise. Let's see how that looks. But be careful. If you're gonna put together a group, there might be a pretty good chance that you become the forever DM and never get to play as a player. That's kind of what's happened to me several times. Oh, whoops. Maybe delete all these, delete that, and re-import this. There we go. I know some, but I'm not close with them. Yeah. In that case, maybe try to find some Discord server. I know it can be intimidating, but if you really want to give it a try, then I would say either Discord server or maybe some club close to you. Wasn't there another? Okay, may try that later, I guess. Highly recommend it. Okay, that's a bit more noise. It's looking a bit better now. There's still some empty spots here and there. What about you, Drama? Do you have any favorite games? Any favorite activities? What if I made this multiply so I can see things a bit better? I actually don't really play games because I suck at it. You don't have to be good to have fun with them. Especially some of the more story-driven games. I can highly recommend Alan Wake. Fantastic games. Not too challenging, and Just fantastic atmosphere. But if you don't play games, then I'll happily provide gameplay for you. I played Goose Goose Duck. I'm trying to think if it's something I recognize, but it doesn't ring a bell immediately. Something like Among Us. Okay, okay. Well done. I haven't heard about it, but better. Okay. When did that release? Actually, let me look it up. Goose Duck. Okay, it looks a little familiar. I've probably seen it somewhere at some point. And The Sims, of course. Who hasn't played The Sims? I am sure that T, dear friend of mine, is currently playing Sims. If I was to bet anything on it, I'm sure we could easily summon her by talking about The Sims. Okay, maybe we open up Steam to do a little light stalking and actually see if she is. Just a little bit of light stalking. Friends, she is not currently playing Sims. Wow. Or she's just hiding from us. That could be an option. Why can I not open that up? There we are. I've never really owned a Sims game, but I've definitely tried it at a friend's place some point. And Old Warcraft. Wow, okay. I've definitely... The Settlers. I've played Warcraft 3 a bit when I was younger. Didn't understand it much back then. But recently I've really gotten into World of Warcraft, at least the classic version, because of their hardcore servers. Me and my friends have really been enjoying that. I've been playing that quite a bit. All the games, really. Okay, okay. I can totally understand that. All the games are... They're special, for sure. There's a special kind of charm to them. I do find myself revisiting some old Nintendo 64 games. I absolutely love revisiting Rayman 2. I love revisiting Banjo-Kazooie. I sometimes revisit Super Mario 64. Games I grew up with. Absolutely love. Mouse playing games also. Okay, okay. Let's see. Let's change this back to normal and export it and see how that looks. Because I suck at playing with WASD games. Alright. Well, that's fair. That is fair. So do you prefer keyboard and mouse, or do you prefer controller? I finished Wind Waker and OOT. Not sure what that stands for. Ocarina of Time, never mind. So much I can't keep up. I can relate to that. I've played Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64 so many times. And I'll wager I'll be playing them far into my later years as well. I've honestly lost track of how many times I've finished those games. Yeah, now that's some good noise. Great. I actually played only Assassin's Creed with controller. Okay. I see. I've only played the two first Assassin's Creed games. I completed the first one, never finished the second one. I love Assassin's Creed, but I haven't played that many of the games, really. I'm playing GameCube, N64, and PSX with an emulator on my CRT, up the resolution and stuff. It looks crazy good. I can imagine. I should probably get myself CRT at some point. I like reading too. Enjoy different kinds of sports. I've never really been much of a sports person. I've tried out different sort of sports, but never really stuck with something. Well, I did do archery for quite a while. Until I gave up on that as well in my high school days. Ever since high school, I haven't really done any sports. Even though I would like to probably try free running or parkour. That's probably like sport or physical activity I would like to properly practice. Unfortunately, I don't do much reading at all. I need to get better with that. I found a good group of people who are really keen on sports, so that is a fantastic thing. Yeah, having people to do things with is amazing. Decent ones are not cheap and get sold out real quick. Okay, I was pretty lucky finding mine. There's a sick VHS player built into. Nice. That's fantastic. Okay, so got that general noise going now. Maybe I can... I don't know. I'm not sure if it's too intense or... Yeah, it might be a little too intense. Let me do a levels node here. And do something like that. Maybe something like that. Yeah, that's more like it. I just feel like I'm not so sure how to move on to the next step. I don't really know too. I feel like the next step should be doing these horizontal cuts, but I'm not sure how I want to do them. Maybe if I do a new thing here with I want a black background, I think. Please. Why can I not change the background? Excuse me? Hello? Photoshop? Please cooperate. Why is Control U not working? That should change things. Why are you not changing? Is it because I'm in this mode? It might be. Grids, grids, guides and slices. 512. View. Show. Extras. That's too many slices. Way too many. Ugh. Okay, so let's try this. Export as. No transparency. Export. Birch cuts. Have you seen Arcane, the series? I have watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season yet. I do intend to sometime soon, hopefully. We'll see. I've just been a little busy with other things, work, stress, games, I don't know. It just feels like there's constantly something keeping me occupied. Let me see, how did I do this? Tile sampler. I do want a tile sampler grayscale. I want a transform. So minus 25 and 25. Is that correct? Something like that. 25. 25. No, 25. And then copy. And then just 25, no minus. Yeah. What? $25 and $25. 0.25. There we go. And then another one. And did you like it? I loved it. I normally would have already watched season 2, but there's just been too much keeping me away from it. I really should watch it sometime soon. What am I doing here? Pattern input. How do I increase the inputs? Favorite character? Oh, that is hard to say. I really liked Jinx. I really liked how they portrayed her. Square pattern input. There we go. I also really liked Echo. It's hard to say. There we go. Random, rotation random, no. Symmetry random. Scale. Scale random. Position random. Offset. No, a little bit of offset. Displacement intensity. Rotation. Just a little bit. Not too much. Mask threshold. No. No. Hmm. Let's try that out. Invert levels. And blend. More overlay. Oof, that is very strong. Looks really cool. Thank you. Less. We'll see. We'll see once we get everything working. Maybe I need to do it like that. That is really intense. Why is it so freaking intense? View in 3D. Let's blend this here. Should be like that. Multiply or overlay. No, multiply. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Could do less Y, I think. Could probably do that. Maybe I should just take that one there. Maybe on X, I guess? Yeah, maybe. Because I want them to be a bit longer. That might have been a bit too much. Somewhere in between there, maybe. Yeah, something like that. This gradient map, I need some more color in that. Let's get this back up and whoops, pick gradient, something like that. No. Not liking that at all. How do I go about this? I do want to mess around a bit more with their position, I think. Can I go above 10 and position random? I can. Yeah, I think that's good. I do need something here though. Gradient map. Looks promising. Yeah, it's getting somewhere, for sure. It's getting somewhere. Not entirely sold on some things just yet. I think it's this. This is a bit too harsh, I think. Hmm. Yeah, there we go. And we're getting a bit more stuff in there. But something's off with this. No? Never mind. Let's put that in there. Oof. Let's add another. Be right back. Alrighty. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Levels. Another one this way, maybe? No. Actually, probably both ways might be good. Not that one. Let's see if we can find another good grunge. Concrete, maybe. Multiply. Something like that. Then move everything there. Then we do a little bit of this and this. Welcome back. I'm just messing around with some stuff here. What if I max that out? Ooh, no. What if I bring in this? And do another blend where I take that and blend it with that. Nope. That way, that way. Linear dodge. And move it that way. Then auto levels. Where is the height going? It's going in there, but there's not much change. I'll do levels there first. Maybe that didn't do much at all. Huh? Try maxing it. I don't know. Something feels off. I tried maxing it. At least tessellation and stuff. But I'm not seeing that big of a difference. I feel like I have to look into some stuff to make this look good. Not too happy with how things are at the moment, but I'll look into things and get something going, I guess. What if I do min darken? I want a bigger difference at sub, maybe. There we go. Now we're getting some noticeable difference there. That's better. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. That's starting to look a bit more like Birch. Starting to. Let me move this to the side and get this back up here. Maybe if I take my other picture. No. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Fabulous. Don't know about that just yet. But it is progress. It is progress. Gotta get these things going. Do I have any other pictures? There we go. Yeah. I will look into things before next time. Or maybe I'll just finish this material tomorrow on my own. I'm not sure. We made some decent progress. We made one whole material that is usable. Can you merge the down part with the white part? I can do that in Substance Painter, yes. Let me show you. So I have this one right now. Let me save as Birch white bark, I guess. And then there was a way to export it. I don't remember how. Was it the graph? No. How did I do that again? Was it save as? That's an SBS. How did I do it again? There we go. Birch white bark. It needs outputs. Create output node. No. Now we can export that. Well, publish that. Publish. Then we go into Painter again. Painter. I can spell substance. Painter. Then we get our weird tree thingamajig in here again. Okay. We do I have? I don't. Don't I? Birch? No. Okay, so I need to import both of these. Which one is the SBSR? That's the one. And is this the... Ah, no. Oh, Jesus. What have I done? No. Properties. That's also an SBSR file. So let's import both of these. Both of them are base materials. Import. Okay. So I can now make this a bit bigger. And I can paint with this material. And then I can paint with this material. I could change the brush shape, I think, yeah. To be something more like this, maybe. I think you could do that darker part by just slapping down pot onto the white part. Yeah, I could just paint over with this kind of brush like that. I don't like this one too much. I think I'll find some other. Maybe this one? Not sure. I will have to play around a bit with it. But yeah, the... Ooh, no. What if I just slap it on like that? Ooh, no. Absolutely not. Way too big. I would definitely have to play around a bit with the brushes. But it's getting there. It's getting there. It certainly is getting there. But yeah, it's not done yet. Needs a bit more work, as you can see. Needs a bit more work. But that's getting there. Other material's good though. Maybe I should have them on like separate layers. How would that look? If I painted with this there, and then on top of it had this layer. And then I just erase whenever I need to. I don't know. Maybe make it wider? Yeah, for sure. A bit wider, a bit brighter. Making the grooves a bit darker. Maybe make this here a bit less intense as well. That could work. Let me snooze that. Let me just try that again. Save and export, republish. Then we delete this. Delete. We delete that, and that. Make a new layer. And white bark, it should be that one. Base material, import. Oh, I'm trying to erase, that's why. Why is it becoming so dark? Not sure why it's so dark. It might be because of this. Yeah, it's not the ambient occlusion. Did I even import it correctly? I don't know. Reload. Why are you so dark? It really shouldn't be that dark. I think I know what the issue might be. Metallic. There we have it. That was the issue all along. Well, okay. Let's get that back to where it was before. And save, republish. And then we can reload this when it's done. Reload, 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 reload. reload. There we go. Oh god, that is way too bright now. Went from too dark to too bright. My goodness. Okay. Well, yeah, still better, I think. Yeah, it's definitely better, but way too bright. Way too bright. Save. Republish. Then when that's done, we reload. Okay, that is better. It's not done by any means, but it's looking better. Let me delete that, make a new thing. Yeah, that's looking fine at the moment. Maybe if I decrease the flow? I don't know. I'll have to play around with it at some point. But I've made progress, that is for sure. Gonna have to play around a bit with the white part of the birch material. Not entirely happy with how it is yet, but I'll probably reach some point where I am gonna call it done. But progress has been made. It looks really good. It sure does. Let me see. Let me see if I can find some harsher brush. To make the maybe if I use this, actually. Oh no, absolutely not. Maybe this. Yeah, that is a bit better. Then we can have that. Kind of like that. It's looking all right. The hand. Yeah, there's several interesting brushes that you can have. Some really interesting ones, for sure. Yeah, that's okay. It kind of looks it makes it look like paint, which I'm not too keen on. I'll have to play around with these at some point. I will words are hard. I will have to mess around a bit more with the white birch material, and yeah, not entirely happy just yet, but I'll get there at some point. But yeah, let's see, what kind of weird materials do we have here? We have some weird swirl. We have the moon. Is that moon? The hell is that? I don't know. Some circular brush thing. Oof. We have some interesting shapes, some text, some other Celtic wave, apparently. Let me see the hand. I think there were a few hands. There's like fingerprints. Bloody fingerprints, apparently. Alright. Was there a prop? What the hell is that? There's some footprints as well. Takes ages for these to load. Yeah. Some proper footprints. Here's the full hand. Interesting. So many hand shapes. But yeah. I'll mess around with this a bit on my own until I'm happy with the birch material, and then I might actually make a proper tree. Who knows? I feel like... Whoops. I don't know, Are they like stacking? Something strange with the white birch part. I will have to look into that. Ooh. That looked pretty good. So if I do this and override it, and then paint on it again. Oh, alright. Looks fine, I think. Make the dark parts with the hands. Maybe someday. But for now, I am gonna be wrapping up the stream. Made plenty of progress. But I gotta head off for now. Thank you all so much for swinging by and sticking all the way till the end and just watching me do some game dev work. It's been a very chill stream. Yeah, I should be back with... I think I'll be doing some Final Fantasy Rebirth on Sunday, unless I feel like doing some more game dev art. We'll see. But for now, I'll be heading off.